And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jason Heber Live. If you're not familiar with the channel, what we do here is interview the loved ones of missing persons and unsolved crimes and unsolved homicides in an effort to help spread awareness, get the cases out there, and try to help bring loved ones home and get justice for those who can no longer come home. So, our show is a little bit different than some other true crime shows that you may see, in that it's always done live. And as you can probably see, there is a chat for you to communicate and ask questions directly to the family. If you don't see the chat, then look for a button that says live chat to pop it on. If you don't see that, then it may be that you need to go into the YouTube app versus the YouTube on the internet browser. There are a couple different things that can stop it. I don't get it on my phone unless I go on the app. So that's a couple problems that you can see, but hopefully you can see the chat. So if you've been following the case for years and there's always questions you've been wanting to ask, it will allow you to do so. Or maybe it's a brand new case you just found out about, like probably this one, and you can learn everything about it and ask any questions that come out. So if you would like to help the families who desperately need your help in these times, then click subscribe below and set the notification bell to all right next to it. And YouTube will notify you every time we're about to go live with the new case. All the links are below. Actually, I'm not quite sure. If you don't see, we had to change a couple things right before we went live. So if you don't see the link for tonight's guest, I will have it on by the end of the show, where you can contact them directly. All relevant links will be in that description below. You just expand it, including if anyone wants to support the channel. We had some people who supported earlier, Anna Marie, as well as Melinda and Sabrina. So thank you so much to anyone who has supported, and please use that link if you choose to do so. It helps out greatly, and everything is in the description there. So before I get going, I'd like to introduce our lovely co-host, who you all know from many times she's been on the show, Denise McGarity. Hi, Denise. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Yes. Very good.
Thank you so much for coming on today and for bringing. Denise is the one that brought this case to us, guys. Everybody, please thank her. If you're not familiar, we actually had another teenager, Skylar Seagraves, case that we did a couple days ago. I don't want to get into all the details, but she is found. She has turned herself in, and so hopefully we can make this 2 for 2. She was also a teenager who had actually run away. So Denise, wouldn't that be awesome if we could also find Antonio, make it 2 for 2?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he sees us and comes home.
I'm excited. So if you're out there, Antonio, my man, we already had one person who was going through some things and they saw the show, decided to come back. So we hope the same happens for you, my friend, and that everything is okay, and to Antonio's family. Same to you guys. We're going to do everything we can. Now, we do have Antonio's father on with us today, Jose. I'll bring him on in just a moment. Before I do so, guys, I just want to read a quick little blurb just to give you guys an idea about the case, and then we will bring on Jose to give you guys more depth. Hello to everybody who's here. We have about 60 people or so I can't say it everyone, but we have Sarah, Angela, Ginny, Yotare, Ivana, Nolan. We have a lot of our regulars, of course, Mary, Anna Marie, Melinda, a lot of people. One up. What's up, my friend? Haven't seen you in a long time. And Denise, and many people. So again, like I said, I can't see everyone. I can't say hello to everyone because it's quite a bit. But thank you to everyone who joined us. Hopefully, we can get up to our normal 100 or so before we bring Jose on. But right now we're at about 60. So pretty good start. Thank you to everybody. So let me show you guys my screen while I pull up the case, the very basics at least. Okay. And then we will show pictures of Jose and things like that, of course. Those of you familiar with the show know how it goes. I have a bit of stuffy nose, guys, sinuses, so please forgive me. But okay, so Granite City police searching for runaway 16-year-old. This right here, of course, is Antonio. He went missing just the day after Skylar. So like I said, if we can help bring them both home, guys, please, that would be awesome. We're going to do everything we can, everyone watching. Okay, you did awesome with Skylar. Let's do the same for Antonio. So the Granite City Police Department is requesting the help of the public in finding a runaway teen. It says here he's been in contact with the family constantly. That's not quite correct. He last talked to his father and his family about a week ago, is what I've been told. Is that correct, Denise?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The article says he's not currently believed to be in danger. We, of course, hope that that's the case. The missing juvenile, 16-year-old Antonio Briagas, ran away from a family friend's house on November 7th, sometime overnight. He is believed to be outside of Granite City at this time. Police say he has extended family and friends in Illinois and Missouri and could be in any of those areas. If you have seen Antonio or know about his whereabouts, please contact the Granite City Police Department at 618-877-6111. All right. And with that being said, we are now going to bring on Jose, who is Antonio's father. Jose, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. I just want to say I'm so sorry for what you're going through. And I pray that we can, like I say, help bring him home as well. Make it 2 for 2 this week, 2 happy families.
Yes, absolutely.
I say that just so you can, I said just so you can see that some people get really nervous when things like this happen. Oftentimes things resolve at a very, very good rate. So I just wanted you to see that what we just did 2 days ago is already solved. So I pray that we can have the same result here. Sorry, Denise, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I was just thanking him for joining us tonight. This is actually a little close to home. This is my hometown. And I know the Briagas family. So we want to bring Antonio home.
Absolutely. Jose, do you want to go, and if you need a moment at any point to step off camera, if you're feeling upset or anything, like I said earlier, you're in control. You can always do that. Our audience completely understands. So if you need a moment at any time, please don't feel pressure. Feel free to do that. If you want to start by maybe telling us just a little bit about Antonio in general and lead us into what was going on in the week before that up until the day when this happened. I'll show some pictures as you kind of go over some of those things. Take your time, my friend. There's no rush if you need.
So he's a fun-loving kid. Loved wrestling. He's a goofball.
Okay.
Always smiling.
Do you want me to put you on mute and give you a minute, Jose?
I'm good.
Okay, man. Don't feel pressured, please.
Right.
But
nobody could even imagine being in your shoes, so don't feel like you have to power through this. If you need a minute, man, seriously.
Just sum it up, between me and him, we're like best friends. There wasn't a time that we weren't together. It's just like my buddy says, like, man, when we seen you, we seen Antonio.
Somebody have a TV. Something's very loud in the background all of a sudden, so it's getting hard to hear.
No, I haven't. Anybody got their stuff on?
Or Denise, is there something in your house?
I don't think so.
I'm the only one that hears that? Okay. All of a sudden, it just clicked on something really
Yeah,
loud.
I hear the echo.
Okay, I think we're good now.
But he was doing good up until the time he had left. He had been having some issues with his mental health. As a dad, try to find out what would help my son, getting him the help. I took him to the hospital, had him evaluated. They admitted him. I then called and phoned his mom and her family, telling them that, hey, Antonio's being admitted. They were a little bit upset, saying he didn't need to be there. But like I tried to explain to them, they almost had me bring him home. Like, I almost brought him home, but then the nurses, I talked with them, they were like, no, this is the best place for him to be at. Better to catch it now and then later in life.
Mm-hmm.
So they were pretty upset that I was going to send him there, but I didn't know how to get him help. I couldn't help him. As much as I wanted to hug him and hug his pieces back into place, I couldn't. There was, I as a dad, when things like that happen, you don't know, you're lost.
Right.
Because the reason why we got to the hospital was that, one day after wrestling practice, I grabbed his arm and we was all playing around. I grabbed his arm and felt it was kind of rough on one side, and I kind of pulled away, and I grabbed his arm, turned it over, and I said, only thing I could say was, let's go. My heart dropped. At that moment, I didn't know what to do. I called my sister, called my mom, and said, take him to the hospital, get him evaluated, try to find him some help. We went to the hospitals, trying to get help, trying to get help with him. He still didn't want to tell the whole truth to the nurses and telling them, what led up to the times that he was doing that. And that asked him, how long has he been doing it? And he says, it's been about a week or two. And they asked him what had went on, what transpired to help to make him, that triggered that.
Just because I got disconnected real quick, what are we talking about that triggered what now?
Antonio was in the hospital.
Right. Okay, and he was embarrassed to kind of talk about it. It was one of those things because a teenager kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't want to talk in front of me, and because he already knew how hurt I was and how that I was upset, but we were already at that point, and I was like, there's no use trying to hide it or trying to, hey, tell the nurse what happened 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks before that, his girlfriend and him found out that she was pregnant.
Okay.
She told him she didn't want the baby. She didn't want it. She wanted an abortion. She didn't want to keep it. Plainly just looked at my son in the face and said, I didn't want to be stuck with you.
Wow. Okay.
So I explained to her, like, well, if that's not what you wanted, then,
real quick, Jose, I just, anyone that's brought up here, anything we say, guys, there are no hard accusations made. Everything that's brought up is alleged. You have to realize this is a grieving father just trying to put together pieces of what he knows to help find his son. So anybody whose name is mentioned, or if you know somebody who's mentioned, nothing is done so with any kind of a bad intent, and everything's alleged, and it's not. There are no accusations being made. I just want to say that just to be on the safe side. But okay, please continue, Jose. I just have to say that to be safe.
But we had a whole conversation. She disappeared for a few days. She had my son on Life 360, and it just paused. 3 days went by, didn't hear nothing. And I was, trying to explain to him that, hey, this is what's happening. She had the abortion. She come back trying to lie to him and tell him that the doctor said that she took the pregnancy test in the wrong time of the day, that it was a false pregnancy on the reading. And I explained to him that his mother used to be an OB nurse. And when she got pregnant with him, we had 3 miscarriages before him.
Okay.
So when Antonio was conceived, the doctor explained everything from A to Z to me. He made sure I knew everything that was going on because, I was real concerned. So I told him, I said, that's not what happened. If you can take that test any time of the day. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. So then a couple days later, probably about a week later, she explained to Tony that, yeah, she did get the abortion. Her mom made her. It was something that she didn't want to do. And, we'd all, explained and everything to her, like, hey, once you're pregnant, your body's your body. If you sit up on that operation table and say, hey, I don't want this, they can't touch you. They have to leave that room. The doctor stays with you, and then somebody comes in, talks to you, and they don't give you the abortion. And me and my son got into an argument about that. because he wanted so much to believe her.
Right.
And I told him, I said, son, I'm
Naturally.
not going to lie to you. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I want to tell you the truth. And like I said, then like 2 weeks later, that's when we found out that he was cutting himself, and he went to the hospital. There, my son was somebody I didn't know. Him and a few kids from his group that he was in had threatened a female like caregiver that was watching them. And I told everybody, I said, that's how I know it's not my kid, because I never raised my kid to raise a hand to a girl or even threaten one.
He was lashing out, and was he on medication?
Yeah. Huh?
Was he on medication
So,
at that time?
no, he wasn't on no medication at that time. They
From
had to give him
there, no.
medication to calm him down.
That's okay. That's what he did. Yeah, okay.
And then when he got out, I didn't think he was ready to get out. But he got out a couple days, day before his birthday. We had planned a trip to Florida. We went to the trip at Florida. We had a good time. It was just like him back being the same kid he was. Then we came back. Him and the girlfriend got into the same situation, getting into fights, and then one day she had came home. She had came over from work one day and was mad. He had just got off work, and they was talking about, they was mad. I can see that they were upset at each other. So I went outside and I asked them what was going on, and it was like nothing, and there's nothing going on. And she's like looking at me all mad, and she says, well, ask your son if you want to know. So I was like, there's nothing going on. She says, no. We're fine, And I was like, okay, well then you guys go to Walmart for me and grab me a couple cases of water. They said, okay. I went, they had left. Antonio left his phone. So I grabbed his phone, put his code in, looked at the messages between them. Apparently some girl said Antonio was talking to her while he was with his girlfriend. And at that time I seen her explain to my son to kill himself.
Wait, the new girl or the girlfriend?
It's the same girlfriend. Same girlfriend.
Okay.
She was mad and upset and told my son to F off, kill yourself. I don't care what you're doing. Don't text me no more. My son is trying to apologize and all this stuff, and but he's not innocent in that fight either. But because he was trying to talk to another girl,
Okay.
but like we try to explain to him, when she had that abortion, there's always going to be hate in his body because she did that without him knowing. He wanted that kid. I know he's 16, and I know he didn't need a kid, but my son wanted that. And in my family, that a baby's a blessing.
Yeah.
And he wanted that child, and it killed him to know that she did that. And we try to explain to him like, hey, your relationship's never going to be the same. She's broken, you're broken. That's like you're a broken water bottle, and she's a broken glass water bottle. No matter how much you try to fill her up and try to keep her full, it's just going to keep coming out the cracks. It's not going to, can't do nothing for her. So at that time, I tried getting her help. I tried getting him help all the way up to that time when I looked at the messages. But after that, and I seen her telling my son to kill himself, that was it. That was the last straw for me. I had to tell them that was it, that they couldn't see each other no more.
Yeah.
And that's when I was the enemy to her and to my son.
Unfortunately, doing the right thing as a parent, oftentimes to a teenager, you become the enemy.
So me and him kind of got into an argument. His mom, who hasn't been in his life too much. She's been around. She lives in the same city, but she wasn't a mother to my kid. I was the mom. I was the dad for my son. And she explained to me, hey, let him come over here. I'll make sure they don't see each other. Give him time away from you. You guys can just have time away from each other. But I found out a couple days later that she was there. The weekend that he was there, my two nephews went and talked to Antonio. Tried to talk some sense into him because they grew up like brothers. They're cousins, but they grew up. They're always hanging out with each other, all playing video games, always hanging out and being fun and goofy with each other. But ever since he's had this girlfriend, it's been just fixated on her. Like everything's been all about her. His grades went down because all he thinks about is her. All he wants to do is know where she's at, what she's doing. She was the same way. So them two had talked to him, and I figured, okay, well, they had talked to him, so it opened the door for me to be able to go over and talk to him and try to open up and try to squash the argument that we had about the situation. I pull up. The girlfriend's in the driveway. When I pull up, I tell my son, get out of the car, because he's sitting in her car. I said, get out the car. Let's go. You're going home. He's telling me, no, no, no. His girlfriend jumps up in my face, yelling and screaming, trying to get me to hit her. And I was just like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for my kid. And his mom pops out of nowhere. I didn't know he was outside. I didn't know they was out here. And I was like, bull crap. You guys knew she was out here. Soon as he kept telling me he wasn't coming, I was on the phone with the police department. No sooner than I was on the phone with the police department, his mom runs out the house with her mom, takes off, and her mom takes her and drops her off somewhere else because his mom's got warrants. So a whole ordeal went down. The police officers came out and they said, hey, you have to go home with dad. There's no sign of abuse. And his grandma and them kept trying to say that I was beating my son, that I beat him. The girlfriend was saying the same thing. And I was like, and I told the officer, I said, I can count on my hand, probably less than the times he's been whooped. I said, so, no, the incident happened, at my mom's house that they tried to bring up that I put my hands on him. I said, yeah, I disciplined him that day. I said, a police officer came out and he asked me what was going on. I said, explain to him. He says, okay, so you're a father disciplining your son. We'll see you later. And I asked him, you need my ID? You need anything? I can give you whatever. He says, no, I'm going on my way. And he seen Antonio walk in the house. And like I explained to the police officers that day at his grandma's house, if he was in so much danger and I was such a threat to him, why didn't he run to that police officer then? Why didn't he run to him and be like, hey, I'm in trouble. He is doing this. He's doing that. I said, because he wasn't in no danger. So they had him leave with me. We came home. Around that time was around school was getting ready to start. He's doing everything that he was supposed to be doing. I told him he wasn't leaving my side after that. Like, now we're married. Now you're to my hip. You're not going nowhere. Now you're grounded. Now we're together. So when that happened, it was my nephew's girlfriend's birthday. It was Lexi's birthday, right? Yeah. So we went to Lexi had a birthday. We went to go eat dinner with everybody. And the two cousins that his grandma said that he was afraid of, he rode with them. He took off with them without me. He left and was laughing and giggling and being the kid that he used to be. And then he ended up staying the weekend with my nephew, the one that his grandma and everybody said was threatening him and all this stuff. And I was like, where's that danger at now that they said that they seen? We had went, so we're going through again, and he's doing good. His best friend comes up, says, hey, Hoss. Everybody calls me Hoss. He says, hey, Hoss, can I take Tonio with me? And I said, well, where are you going? Because he's grounded. He says, well, we're going to go to the gym and work out. I said, yeah, that's fine. Go to the gym. Yeah, that's cool. I've been wanting them two to get back together because they're best friends and they used to hang out with each other all the time before the girlfriend got involved. So I said, yeah, that'd be healthy for him to get back in the gym because he had just had surgery in his right shoulder. And he's getting back in the swing of things. So they was going to the gym every day with each other. Antonio started staying the night over at his house, which it turned into like one day, turned into like 3 days, 3 days turned into a week, and in a week turned into like 2 weeks. But he was doing so good, I didn't mind him being over there because I know the dad, I know the mom, and we're very, very good friends. And then I was over there one day, and the dad didn't know that his best friend's parents didn't know that the girlfriend wasn't supposed to be around Antonio. And then I explained to him, I said, yeah, I explained everything that had happened. And they said, okay. Well, they start putting their foot down. Like, okay, no, look, we're an extension of your dad. So if your dad says these are the rules, these are the rules. The same thing I told them. If Antonio gets in trouble with your son, and whatever punishment you give your son, you give Antonio, because monkey see, monkey do. If he's doing it, the other one's doing it. So now that Antonio's being kept away from Veronica over there, or being kept away from the girlfriend over there, it turned into the girlfriend not liking them either, because they had met her and they were like, oh, she's such a good girl. She's so nice. And we didn't. And I was like, you got to just wait. It's the storm's coming. And then she did show her true self to the mom and dad of his best friend. And since then, the girlfriend was over at the mom's and grandma's house. She would go over there and spend all day and helping the mom package up packages. She's got a little Etsy business, and sit in the living room with the grandma and talk with her. And all the while, everybody's saying, no, we don't talk to her. We don't have no doings with her. And the mom and grandma were so mad that I let Antonio stay with his best friend's mom and dad and let them discipline him, that they got jealous. So a second instance happened. Antonio skipped school with his girlfriend, and I had to go back over with the police department or the grandma's house. And I don't know who they talked to. They say they talked to some people from Chassis, and they said that Antonio didn't have to go home if he didn't want to, or say all he said to say was no. So at that time, the girlfriend had left. She was no more around the second time. The police came out, went through the whole spiel. The grandma had an attitude with the police officers, was trying to tell them how to do their job, and the cops and the police officer told her, like, hey, no, that's not what we're doing here. I'm the police officer. I say what goes, and this is the law. And she kept saying, well, I'm on the phone with Chassis. And, the grandma was like, I'm on the phone with Chassis. And they said that he doesn't have to leave, and that man's abusive. And not one time did the police officer said, not one time did Antonio say that you were abusive to him. He said that you did whoop him at his mom's house, or at your mom's house, my mom's house. But that was it. But you had pushed him a couple times. And I said, yeah, I had pushed him a couple times. I said, I may have slapped him a couple times. I said, but that was it. I was like, and I explained to him too, if he was in such danger, and the danger that his grandma's saying that he's in, then why didn't he run to the police officer when he came? Antonio was outside when the police officer came up and was walking up to us. And
what has Antonio told the police officers? Has he said he didn't want to go home?
He said he didn't want to go home. He's because the grandma and the mom. So over there is the least path of resistance. He don't have to do nothing. He don't have to go to school. He can do whatever, and he can still see the girlfriend. That's what that all was stemming from. He didn't want to be at his grandma's because he loved them, because he misses them. It all had to do because he could do whatever he wanted, and he could see the girlfriend over there. And at dawn, at my friend's house, his best friend's house, he couldn't do that no more. He couldn't do that at my house. He couldn't do that at the best friend's house. He couldn't do it at nobody else's house, but over there. So I explained to police officers, that's why he's running over here. I said, what we have here, I said, Antonio had took off at 2-3 o'clock in the morning from his best friend's house. Didn't tell nobody. The road that they live down is a dark road. There's hardly any street lights. That's what I was upset about, is that he left at that late at night. Somebody could have been driving down the road and they could have hit him and they would have kept going and we wouldn't have found him. We would have been looking elsewhere for him, thinking that he's with the girlfriend, but he's on the side of the road. He got hit by a hit and run or something. His mom and his grandma couldn't comprehend that's why I was upset. They kept thinking I was upset because he went over there. No. I was upset.
And they live across town, correct?
Yes. Like I told them, I was upset because they left the house that he was supposed to be in, and he didn't tell nobody. I said, and I was upset because he walked down that road, and he could have been hit. He turned his location off and everything. And his best friend's dad and mom always told him, if you're having to hide something and having to delete messages, then yourself those are conversations you shouldn't be having. Because that's what he was doing. He was deleting messages, deleting pictures, deleting emails. So the weekend that he went missing, Sunday, that was my birthday weekend. He spent that birthday weekend with me. But Antonio was in trouble. They had done his best friend's mom and dad had took his phone away. We were gone for my birthday on the 5th. We went, my nieces and everybody took me out for boba tea, and we went and ate at my favorite place on the Loop. And we came back to get his stuff to have clothes for the next day, because the next day was my nephew's memorial birthday that we have every year. We go out to the gravesite and let off balloons and stuff. So that night we came back, his best friend's mom and dad had his phone. Was like, is there anything you want to tell me about this phone? Is there anything that you want to tell me? When's the last time you left our house? When's the last time you seen the girlfriend? And he was like, no, nothing. Everything you found that was from the other day, I saved it from the cloud or whatever. And they had looked through the emails also. So the emails had his girlfriend found the same stuff that I found, telling Antonio to kill himself, calling him all kinds of names, degrading him. And there's emails where Antonio's on there asking her to leave him alone, stop bothering me. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to get myself better so we can work on ourselves maybe, leave me alone. I don't want to do this. And she just kept going and going and going. And she started telling him to kill himself. Then she would use the abortion as a crutch to say, come back to me, come here. I'm sorry. It was the abortion that made me do this. Let me do this. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. This, that, and the other. Well, when she found out that wasn't working, Sunday, when he went missing and everything came out, she had told my son that she was pregnant again. So that's why I believe my son went off with her. Was because
she figured it kind of worked the first time. She tried again.
And so seeing how he got hooked with it. So
that kind of ties into, because I was going to ask you something, and then we got a question in the chat, so I figured we can ask it all together. I was going to ask you, the article had said that they believe that he's safe. I was going to ask you, why did they say that? What is it they think they know about where he is? And then Anna Marie, on top of that, it's kind of the same question, says, has the mom, grandma, or grandmother's house been checked to see if he's hiding there or if they have any knowledge of where he may be? So I'll just kind of tie it all in as far as, we didn't think he may be. Where do they think?
So now we think Antonio's outside of Granite City.
Okay.
They want to say he's safe. But if he's at the place where they think he's at, I don't believe he's safe at all. My son is Mexican, but he's Mexican American. He's half Mexican, half white, and he looks white.
Yeah.
So the police believe that my son ran to Mexico with his girlfriend.
Okay.
Which is
And that's
dangerous.
one
And I
thing.
guess people don't
Yes.
realize that. You know,
Yeah.
once you
And
cross,
that's why I
it's easy to
explained.
cross. Can't get back
Yeah, and
so
it's
easy.
hard to come
Right.
back. Yeah, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I explained to Denise is that my fear is that somebody down there sees his missing and runaway poster or something,
Yeah.
and
I know exactly what
they
you're saying.
grab him,
Yeah.
and now this turns into a runaway to a full on kidnap abduction. Now if
Because
somebody asks me
we're
for
in
money,
danger when we go down there normally, never mind with this being in the background.
yes,
Right.
yes,
Exactly.
and then and if ransom comes up, then I have to pay.
Right.
Now, not only do I have to pay, but am I really going to get my son back? That's my danger. That's when
We don't
everybody
even want
calls
to
me. It's
go
like,
there.
you know what? Yeah, you know what the dangers are. I know what those dangers are. I know my family lives down there, and they told us, it's not a good time to go to Mexico. Don't come here. We'll let you know when it's safe. If it's safe to come here, if it's ever safe to go there. But yes, they did check his grandma's house, but it was 3 days later. The police officers went to Antonio's grandma's. The responding police officer that came was one of my son's youth coaches and high school coaches. And their relationship, it's a good relationship. When my son sees a coach and he freaks out and he's like, "Oh my God, JV!" Like my son like lights up when he sees him. So that was the police officer that went to the grandmother's house. He figured that, well, if I go, maybe if he's there, he'll come out. They went and knocked on the door. The grandmother came up to the door and asked him, what are you doing here? They explained everything to her. The grandmother they had asked to gain entry into the house to look for Antonio that day. The grandmother looked at the police officer and said, "Do you have a warrant?" The police officer explained no, and she just plain out told them, "Well, you're not getting in my fucking house." It just plain out, flat out looked him in the face and said that
really up there.
you're not getting this fucking house. There's no. And the officers explained to her that, hey, we're not here for your daughter. We're here looking for Antonio. That's all we care about. We don't care if your daughter's in there. So after that had happened, we had found out the mother said that she was in the hospital from Saturday to Wednesday. So we just had a order protection court date against the grandma. And I told the judge, I said, listen, if the mom was in the hospital from Saturday to Wednesday and the police officers went over there Monday, why wouldn't she let them in? If she had nothing to hide, why wouldn't she let them in?
Right.
And the judge looked at her like, yeah, really? Like, why didn't you let the police officers in? If there was nothing to hide, and she just put her head down and she couldn't say nothing. So the police officer was like, we were a day too late. This is what happened. So in the whole midst of trying to find out where the girlfriend was, her dad had so many stories. Her mom had so many stories. The dad knew where she was at. The dad sent her, the stories that the dad said he sent her away, and then he changed the story saying that no, she ran away during the middle of the night.
So that's what everyone's asking. She's missing too, and they're believed to be together, or?
Yeah, well, apparently she wasn't missing. Apparently the dad knew where she was going, that he had sent her to Mexico, but then he changed his own story and said, "Oh no, I."
And is that why they believe he's in Mexico too? Sorry to.
Yeah, because she left in the middle of the night and she drove. They said she drove 3 days from Illinois to Mexicali. And like I told the police officers and the detective, I said, listen, that's how they get to Mexico when they go. They go from here to Mexicali, and then from Mexicali, they'll cross the border into Mexicali, and they'll get a cheaper flight to Guadalajara, where the dad's family's from.
Okay.
So
Veronica says the girlfriend spoke with the police and confirmed she was in Mexico, but Tony was not with her.
Yeah, and that's what the girlfriend was saying. But the her sister and the dad couldn't tell the police who was with Veronica when she crossed the border. The dad said, "Well, I'll call my mom where she was going to go down and be in Mexico." She says, "I'll go call my mom and see if see if the girlfriend showed up with a boy." The girlfriend's sister said had texted somebody and said, "Hey, I haven't heard. I just heard from my sister. She said that she was in Mexico, but she wouldn't say if Antonio was with her or not." So now it seems like everybody's trying to backtrack their story to say, "Hey, no, I didn't send her. She ran off during the middle of the night," because now that if Antonio left and they knew he left with them and they were supplying the money, which I know that's what the family did. They paid and helped get them to where they're going. Antonio had no money. Veronica, the girlfriend, didn't have no money. How do you get to Mexicali? That's a 3-day drive. If you drive straight, it's a whole day. But you know that nobody's driving straight. They're going just to make stops. They're going to go and like the police officer said, we don't believe that she left alone. We believe Antonio left with her, and that it was, why would she drive 3 days by herself and then go 3 days?
I have a question. So do they understand, or have they been told that in the state of Illinois, and I actually looked it up, confirmed it, that harboring a runaway is a criminal offense? Do they realize that whoever and wherever harboring him, that's up to a year in jail? So if for somebody not given the information of where he's at, that's really dangerous. I mean, we see this all the time where kids go missing, and believe me, we get out and we search and everything. But did anybody explain to them, that family, the police, or have they listened to anybody?
They don't
think they have them.
They don't listen. That those people, they don't care. I can guarantee you that they don't care, because their stories change. When I talked to the girlfriend's mother, she explained, "Well, I haven't seen my daughter in 3 or 4 days. I haven't talked to her." And then as the conversation went on, she started telling me that, "Hey, my daughter she's hiding because she's scared of your family. Your family said they was going to kick her butt or whatever." I said, I told her mom, I said, "I don't believe that one bit." I said, "Your daughter is scared of my 4'11", 130-pound niece, but she wasn't scared of both of my 6'3", one's like 300 pounds plus, maybe. The other one's about 250, 220. And she ran up on them trying to get them to hit her. I don't believe for 1 second that she's afraid of my 4'11" niece. There's no way. And she just kept saying, "Well, I don't know. I don't know. My husband knows. He says he knows where she's at." And that was like a day in to Antonio missing. And then I asked her, "Why haven't none of you guys went to the police station then? Why haven't none of you guys went and tried to help me?" And it's the same thing I asked his other side of the family, his mom's side of the family. If you guys are so concerned, you say you don't know where he's at, then why aren't none of you looking? Why aren't none of you out all night looking, sitting at people's houses, saying names like I'm saying, and asking people, where's my son at? Where's my brother at?" None of them have ever helped me. All I've gotten from them are threats, them trying to get me arrested because I'm trying to look for my son. Because, like I explained, that the day that he missed it, I explained that was the first time in 16 years that I never knew where my son was. this is the first time his whole life that I haven't seen him, that I haven't been able to call and say, hey, I love you, son. Good night. None of that. But it
And
seems
it's
like they
hard on
know
you.
where he's at.
Right. No, we completely understand
And
what you're going through. You know, we deal with this a lot, but you know, it's tough. It's tough on you. It's tough on the family. And you know, I know you've been out searching. I know I have. I've also been out searching. Had a few people contact me and tell me he was here, he was there, which has not been. But the one thing I wanted to ask you was, so I know he looks like a lot of kids, but he's been deleting, blocking on social media his friends.
yeah,
Oh
yes.
yes.
He,
Doubt,
and
yeah.
I don't believe that.
Do you think that's
And
him? Do you
I don't
think
believe
somebody
that's
has
him.
control of his phone?
I don't think that's him. I think that's the girlfriend because she has all his passwords and all that stuff. And Antonio went from a kid that loved everybody to a kid that's isolated. She isolates. It's like I told the police officers, I told the principals, she's a master manipulator. The best I've seen. She's 17. She's isolated my son, has him thinking that my family don't love him. My family doesn't want nothing to do with him. And it's the same thing with his mother and her mother. They think and they keep telling him that it's my fault why he was never allowed over there and all this stuff. That's a lie. And I told the judge in that OP hearing, I said, I've had Antonio since 2012. I had emergency custody of Antonio. 2013, I got full sole custody of Antonio. She has had Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other weekend and 3 weeks during the summer. And not one time did she ever reciprocate on any of those visits. She couldn't stay clean enough to take my son. And I always told her, if I think you're doing bad, I'm not going to let you take my son. If I think you're doing drugs still, I'm not going to let you. There's no way.
Absolutely,
I told her mother, if you want to come and get Antonio, more power to you. But I do not trust her with him. The sister's the same way. She used to go to wrestling tournaments with us. She used to spend weekends with us. And all of a sudden, she just stopped. On a turn of a dime, she stopped. Well, I don't know what happened, why that disconnect happened. But like I told her, too, you're a grown woman now. You're 20-something years old. I shouldn't have to bring your little brother to you. Get out of that room, get out of that house, and come see your brother. Take him to dinner. Take him, go for a walk, go do something. But no, in that house, the grandma allows them to not do nothing. They don't have to do nothing. Just sit in a room like his older brother sits in a room, plays video games, doesn't come out, doesn't have to work. Same thing, the sister doesn't have to do nothing. The mom doesn't have to do nothing. They have a little Etsy business. But ever since I had Antonio, I've never asked them for a dime because I know when I do ask them to help me, I never got no help. It was always my family helping, and that's how he always got through. Was my family was always there. His cousins were always there. His uncles, his aunts, my mom, everybody was always there. So when I asked for help,
I just want to jump real quick to make sure I don't lose it because the chat's going kind of quick now. She says FBI, U.S. Marshals work with Mexico and can get him. Anyone can use his social media. She said also, do you believe he's in Mexico? I've been kind of in and out. I'm having tech issues, so I'm sorry if I missed something that was said. But where do you believe he is? Do you have a thought on it? Do you think he's in Mexico?
I believe he might. I believe my thoughts are 50-50 because like everybody else says, I don't think Antonio would go to Mexico and He's a white boy. He's not going to go to Mexico. And I said, well, you know what?
Right.
I never thought I'd be in this position right now, but I am.
I mean, I used to live in California. I lived right in Victorville, and we were going to go to Mexico a ton. So that I'm as white as it gets. You look at me too long,
Well,
it's like
that's what
staring
I'm
at the
saying.
sun
Like,
of somewhere.
that's why I'm saying that. He would stick out like a sore thumb over there.
Yeah.
But like everybody says, he's used to being on the American side. Going to Mexico, it's a shock. If we're not used to being down there, if we're not, but like I tell everybody else, I never thought I'd be in this situation where I'd be looking for my son. I said, so I couldn't tell you. I'm 50-50 on that, because now that the girlfriend's saying, hey, I'm pregnant, and my son so much wanted to have that kid that he's going to follow this girl to the end of the earth. And she's dragging him along, into deeper water, and isolating him from everybody, and keeping him from the family, from reason. And that's the grandma said in the court date the other day. She was like, well, Jose got full custody, and he lets us know that he has the power. He says what he says goes, and this, that, and the other. I said, no. And I told the judge, I said, they feel that way right now because I allowed his best friend's parents parent my kid. I allowed them to, if Antonio was in trouble, to discipline him. He was under their roof. Somewhere, my son, while he was there, his grades were awesome. He was back into wrestling. He was doing his thing. His grades were great when he wasn't around Veronica's girlfriend. But once he started hanging with the girlfriend and she started getting back to him, within 1 week, 3 of his B's were all F's, all of them, because he was
To be
skipping.
clear, that's not the Veronica
school.
that's in here, sir, right? That's a different.
No, it's not. It's not the same one.
Just so nobody is confused, just want to make sure. So here's what I want to do, because we're getting close to the hour mark. I'm going to put you full screen, and just to prepare you. This is usually where sometimes people get a little emotional. So if you want to step off off camera for a moment, collect yourself, that's perfectly fine, like we said earlier. But I would like for you to speak directly to him. If he's out there, if he happens to be watching this, or if somebody knows where he is that's going to show it to him, I want you to speak directly to him. This is going to be the moment that really allows you to speak. Obviously, he's going to hear everything you say, but this is a direct to him. So I'm going to mute myself. I just muted myself before I finished talking. I'm going to mute myself and Denise, and I'd like you to speak directly to him. Like I said, take a moment if you need it, and think about what you're going to say. But I want you to get everything out that's really important one-on-one, as if you're sitting in a room alone with him.
Yeah. Stay strong. You got this.
You're doing awesome, my man. And just to give you a minute, because I know you're trying to collect yourself, and we have someone who has a lot of FBI and like government connections and stuff. It's my friend Melinda. She wants me to have you contact her to help out. So we got some good people that are going to help. All right, so we'll handle that afterwards. But
Jason, I told her to she could contact me, and I can help her get in contact with him too.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
She can contact me. I don't think she knows who I am yet.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Melinda, she's awesome. She's always in these chats, and she's really supportive. She reminds me of you and how she's just super supportive with everything. But okay. Take your time. Jose, sorry about that. This is where I want you to speak directly to him, man. Like I said, it's optional. You don't have to do it, but most people, it really is helpful for him watching to speak directly to him is all. But it's your choice.
Son, I just want you home. Don't be scared, thinking that there's no way to come back home. I'm your dad. I will never turn my back on you. I never have.
Wait 1 second. I'm so sorry, Jose. Someone named the Fruit Basket just said, I am safe. I'm feeling good. I have a job. Please let me do what I need to do. I am safe. I love you all. Is that possible? Is this somebody messing around, or do you know who this is?
Is that Antonio?
That's what I mean.
Antonio,
You
if
see
that's
that on the
you,
screen?
we
Who is
can get
this?
you help, sweetie, please.
Does that name the Fruit Basket sound like something he would make? Is there any relevance? No. Okay, who are you? Okay, first off, if you're playing a joke, do not do that. All right, this is serious business here. But who is this? Who is this? I would never interrupt you for anything other than that, Jose. But
It's yes.
yeah, that. Who are you? Okay, so I'm sorry. Please continue, Jose. I'll let him finish whatever he was going to say, but I needed you to see that before you said something that you might have wanted to know that was out there first. I don't know who that is. Antonio, if that's you, brother, we want you home. Please, if this is a joke, don't play around like that, guys. All right. Rarely do we have people do that, but after all, this is the internet. You never know who can mosey on in here. So if you're joking, you have a father upset about his son being lost. So do not play that game. And if you are Antonio, we want to speak to you. So please, but I'm so sorry, Jose. Like I said, that's the only thing in the world that would cause me to interrupt you for that. Hey, I've tried to get help and no one listened. This is Antonio, he's saying.
Antonio, we're here for you, sweetie. We can listen. If you want, you can contact me. I have
Antonio, hang on 1 second, Lisa. I'm sorry. Antonio, are you on a cell phone? Can we bring you on to talk with your dad right now? Do you want to speak with him? Bring out video like how we're doing, the three of us? This is you, brother. Please, this is a safe place. Everyone here is only in support of you. Nobody's mad. Nobody's going to yell at you. If that's really you, my friend, can we talk to you? I'm sure you can tell by talking, man. Or you can speak privately to him. You don't have to come here, but since we have you here, that's why I'm giving you the option. Whatever you want to do, call him directly so you can speak private, or if you want to come on and speak here, it's your decision and your dad's decision. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to do it here, but I'm just saying since we have you. If this is him, Jose, how do you want to do it? Do you want him to call you directly? Do you want to speak to him here? Private? What do you want to do? He's saying it's him. Wait a minute. I don't feel okay doing that, but it's really me. Can you call your father just to let him hear your voice and know it's you?
Well, Antonio, call me if I give you my number. Will you call me and talk to me and let me know you're safe, Antonio?
Yeah, we just want to make sure it's you, son.
That's the biggest thing is you and I can talk. Safe place. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. Come on and talk. I will give you my phone number. I will put it out on here if you want.
Do it whatever way you're comfortable, Antonio. If you want to speak to Denise, she will. You can speak to me. You can speak directly to your dad. Whatever you'd rather do. Assuming your dad's okay with the options, of course. But can somebody speak to you just so we can make sure it's you? I'm sorry. I'll continue.
If that's Antonio, tell me something only Antonio would know.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. You heard him. See, right when that makes me think it might be him. Right when you started speaking directly to him, he came on. That's what I mean. Those are the things that. Oh, I pray that's him.
If that's my son, I want proof. I don't want the chat on the line or whatever. You asked for help. I tried to get you help. I didn't try to isolate you from somebody for too long. I didn't. I told you, and we all told you that that we didn't want you and the girlfriend away from each other forever, just so you could get your help.
let's just make sure it's him
Let's
before we. Yeah.
let's see you say something only I would know, that me and you would know.
Is there a question you can ask him that he could answer in case he can't think of any? Do you have something that you could say, like, what did we do on such and such a time when this happened? Something like that when you guys were alone? Is there anything you could think of, Jose? He says Ricky and you wrestled that August thing.
Do you think that's him? I know he mentioned Augie.
Wow.
And
I'll put it on the screen
Antonio,
here
I'm
for
putting
you.
my number up.
Be careful, Denise. Remember, there's 100 people in here and thousands.
I know. I gave up my number before.
Do you have? If that's not enough, do you want to put a question out for him to answer, or what? What are you thinking, Jose? This could be amazing here.
You need more, don't you, Jose?
What do we do on the loop? Every time we go to the loop. And we pass that one quarter.
Okay.
Well, when we're on the loop with the nieces, what do we always do when we pass the one corner?
Perfect, something like that.
We pass the one corner. What's the one thing that we all do?
He says Wolfgang, the Howl. I don't know if I missed it, guys. Is that
Monica says it's him.
it's him?
Okay, Antonio, I put my number up, sweetie. Will you call me, please? I'm here to help. We have a lot of people that helps. Your family really wants you back. If we have to, I mean, whatever you need, we will be there for you. Believe me, I completely understand. We just need you to be safe.
I'm going to ask him one more. People are saying if you want to ask another question, if you're not fully convinced, ask him another question or two. What do you think? I just want you to. Remember what we said at the beginning, Jose. You're in control here. Don't feel any pressure. Whatever, however you want to do this. But it sounds like he's answering, man, and this is looking pretty good. What about the last time you guys talked? Is there a subject that was brought up that only you would know? The very last time you told me you talked to him a week before.
Hey, Jose, I have a question. I'm not sure if he would remember this. At Augie's funeral, there was something special beside the casket that Becky put there. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't say it. But only a lot of people that was there will remember that. That's stuck with me for a very long time.
Arcelia says, this is Franny. Make sure you ask something that girlfriend wouldn't know. I guess that's a good point. Could he send a picture holding up like 2 fingers or so? I mean, what can we do here? I don't know. I mean, what are you thinking, Jose?
Trying to think of.
I think he should come on because that's the only way we're going to know he's safe.
Well, I think
and know it's him. And we can put him in the background. He does not have to be in front of everybody.
Yeah. So Antonio, are you comfortable just coming on? You don't got to say anything just to show us it's you, a visual? Can we start there? You don't got to say anything. Just we'll say like give us a thumbs up or something, and your dad will know it's you. Something like that. Can we do that? Everyone's saying to join. Can you do that? You don't gotta. We're not gonna ask you all your personal business and make you get into everything. I mean, that's between you and your dad, what you guys will end up talking about. But as far as on my end, I'm gonna keep it simple, just so we know it's you. Can we start there, or what do you want to do, Antonio? I mean, thank you so much for coming here, man. And
Yeah.
this means a
I
lot
just
to
have
me.
I kind of want to say something to Antonio since he's listening. And this is coming from somebody who has somebody missing in my family who was the same age as him.
Just real quick,
Um,
Denise, I'm so sorry. I'm going to send the link. Nobody click this link except Antonio. If you do, I can see it's not him, and I'll boot you out. All right? So please don't click
Mhm.
games, anybody.
So-
But I'm going to put the link if you want to click it. Antonio, there it is right there, the StreamYard link. That's it. I'm sorry, Denise. That's
no,
it.
you're fine. Just click on that, Antonio. But
All you got to do is show us it's you, brother.
right, I
Nobody but
guess the
Antonio
biggest
click that
thing
link.
for Antonio to understand is when somebody goes missing and you don't know, that affects everybody. It affects down the line. It's almost like the butterfly effect, or what I say is like a tree
Wait,
stump that
Denise, sorry. Chastity's saying he said he can call, just not on live. So who
he
do you
can
want to
call
call?
me. I put
Denise
my
or-
number on there.
He said he'll call. He doesn't want to join the live. Okay, that's fine. Who's
Okay,
he want
he
to
can call
call?
me.
Well,
I put
who do you? Is he going to call Denise or Jose? What is he? What do you guys want to? Yeah, I want. What do you guys think? Jose, what's your preference? How do you want to? He said he'll call. Okay. Wait, does he mean he'll be on the live just voice but not video? I don't know what. I'm open to anything, guys. You can call Denise. Does he mean call like just his voice when he says only call? Like he'll be with all of us but just his voice, or does he need a private call with like Denise or something?
I was gonna say if he will click on there, we don't have to have his face. If that's the problem, that way his dad can confirm it's him.
Yeah. So Antonio, if you click that link I sent, just it'll ask you to allow the mic and camera. I'll send it again. Just don't allow camera, only allow the mic, and then we won't see you, and we can just hear your voice if that's what you mean. I don't know if that's what you mean, but yeah, that link that says StreamYard, it'll say allow camera and allow mic. You only check. It's the StreamYard link right above what you just typed.
Right,
So you
Antonio, click on that, and then you don't have to put on the mic, but you
No,
need
you
to
do
put
put on
on.
the mic. You don't put on. Oh wait. Well, what? Yeah, mic is for your voice. Camera's for your face. You can put on the one you want. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to say it backwards. I don't
No,
know if
I
you
said
want
it
to just show
backwards.
your face or just say show you. If you want to just talk, then only allow the mic. Don't allow the camera.
Yes.
If you want to just show your face, then vice versa. You know what I mean? We just got to. Your dad wants you to hear your voice or see your face for a second. Anything. Thank you, Veronica. It's not a number, guys. It's a StreamYard link. You just
no,
click
because
that link.
we want his dad to hear his voice. So
Yeah, it's
for the
right
ones,
here.
yes, the
You
ones
know,
that are
If you don't see
hang
the
on.
number,
Okay, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Let me just do this.
okay.
Right there, buddy. Call that. Let me get it, and I'll have it right here.
he knows my number. Have him call my number.
Yeah, we need him to call. I mean, you need to hear his voice. If he
I
wants
like
my number,
to-
I will put my number up too.
I like to see his face and see
I know.
see that he is okay.
All right, that's my phone. That's my number. See it there?
He knows my number by heart.
Yeah, I mean, he can call me. He can call Denise. He can call His dad, obviously. Who do you want to call, brother? I just, you got the StreamYard link. We're trying to give you every option in the world, my friend.
I think it's a little bit of stall on here because it's a little bit behind, and that's okay.
Okay. Yeah,
But I
I'm
just
okay
put
with any
mine up
option. I
too.
mean, whatever he wants to do. Me, Denise, Jose, StreamYard. He can do half StreamYard, just the call, just the video. You got to do something, though, brother.
Olivia, there's nothing to be afraid of. We're here for him. We're here to help. It's okay.
Yeah, he can. Olivia, we gave him. He can have any one of those options.
Yeah, he does
His
not
dad
have to come
privately,
live.
his dad publicly, Denise publicly, me publicly, literally. Come on, brother. You got to do something, man. Well, if you can see, hopefully you can get the vibe from us. We're cool, man. This is a chill environment. We're all relaxed here. Nobody's mad. Nobody, you know what I mean? Trust me. Just call. We'll just be like, what's up, man? Just want to hear your voice, stuff like that.
We're here to help you.
You want to call me? I don't know. I'm guessing maybe he's nervous to call his dad direct because obviously he knows his dad's number. So if he wants to start with one of us and then I can just quickly have him here or something, whatever he wants to do. I just, ideally would be if he called Jose, but I just don't, I'm guessing that maybe he's, for whatever reason, doesn't want to. But he says he doesn't see my number, but I'm giving my number.
I've put my number up several times too.
Yeah. He said 1 second. All right, well, there's mine, brother.
I want to see him. I want to see his face. I want to see somebody's getting to see him every day. That somebody is not somebody that cares as much for him as I do.
Right. And I understand. My biggest concern is.
Okay, and I sent you a message, Denise. Okay, let me go. He doesn't really want to be on live. Do you want me to go? Let me go step in the other room real quick, see if he's okay. How are we going to do this? Okay, give me a second, guys.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Jose, I understand you want to see him.
They hung up.
Okay, then he needs to contact me. But Chastity, are you with him?
I just went in the other room and answered, and he hung up. I don't know why.
Okay, so the biggest thing is
around, man, not Antonio. Don't play that game. But if it's okay, hang on. Let me go in just so he's comfortable. Hello. Hey, what's up, man? Is it Antonio?
take a deep breath.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah, nobody's mad, bro. It's all shut. Okay, I have Antonio on the line. Say what's up, Antonio.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Jose, do you want to say something?
Son, talk to me and let me know that it's you.
Yeah, so if you want to just, I don't know, say something for a few sentences or something, brother. You know what I mean?
I don't know what really to say.
So
I mean,
tell us about when you used to drive that thing your dad had you do. What exactly was it? You guys would drive around a rotary and tell us that story real quick. Like what he meant by that?
Is he talking about when he asked when they said something about when we were on the loop?
Yeah, I think he's talking about that. So what exactly was that about?
There's a guy like on the corner, like at a little, I think it's like a CD, like record place. I'm not sure, but there's a guy there, and he sits there, and if you like howl, or he'll howl back and be like wolf pack or something like that.
Holla Wolfpack. Okay, what is that from? Like WCW, the Wolfpack? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was big into wrestling as a kid, so they would do like the Diamond, like Wolfpack, Kevin Nash, and all them. So it sounds like. So yeah. So what can we do, man? To you know what I mean? Like I know, dude. We were all a kid before, bro. Like we've been there. Like sometimes, especially I had plenty of exes, man, and I actually dealt with something very similar to what you're going through. So I'm not gonna like pry into your personal business and stuff, but I know it can be hard, bro. So like, what can we do to try to help resolve this between you and your dad? You know, like can we take a first step? I mean, where are you at with all this? Like, well, why did you? Let's put it this way: why are you choosing to be away from everything right now? Let's put it that way.
So everything that happened like the night before that I left, um, we so when he was talking about that I had gotten in trouble, that they went through my phone, uh, they had found a video of me and my girlfriend uh, doing not so good things on the video,
Yeah.
and they played it out loud in front of me, my dad, and my friend's two parents. And supposedly they saved everything on my phone to their phones or something like that, and they have everything saved from my iCloud, and they were saying that I could be charged with it and that I was going to be charged with it when I came back, stuff like that.
Okay. So that just kind of
Nope.
made you just. That's what made you
Nobody
step
saved
away.
nothing.
Not mostly just that. It's just I made this decision that I seen that he posted on Facebook that I was influenced to make this decision or whatever, but it wasn't. But I wasn't. I did this myself. And I've came to people multiple times. Like police, the DCFS came, and they didn't really do nothing. I ended up going with dad, or I was at the friends for like 3 months, and so like the living situation at dad's, I mean, we haven't really had hot water or something. When DCFS came, he told him that he was remodeling, but it's been like that like for a while now, maybe over a year. I personally really just don't want to come back. I feel like I'm doing really good, trying to figure myself out. I mean, I have a job. I'm happy. I feel like I'm doing good.
Okay, it's kind of hard for me because I don't want to like jump in and get involved in family stuff too much. But could we like what I'm hoping for here as an outsider, just kind of looking on? I'm not going to try to pretend like I know you more than or him more than I do. But can there be a middle ground? Like he wants you home. You're saying that you want your own space and stuff right now. Are you mad? Can we start with like just you not being completely vanished? You know what I'm saying? Can we open up a line of connection where he can at least try to talk to you? Because believe me, man, dude, you're only 16. You're going to get to a point, God forbid, too, if something ends up happening to someone in your family and you weren't around, you don't want to just like ghost and just be out of there. Can you at least give him a call? I'm not saying right this second, whenever you're comfortable, maybe tonight, tomorrow or something, and at least open that up so that everyone knows you're all right. They know at least general area where you are. Because as you can see, dude, everyone's worried about you. You got hundreds of people on here right now. I mean, there's a lot of people here, dude. Like your whole family's in the chat. So it's not just your dad too. I don't know what your relationship's like with each and every one, but there's probably a good 5, 6, 7 family members in here. Sarah Marin says, "Come on, little primo, call someone. We all love you." Kim Rivera, Tony, please come home. I mean, you got so many people here, man. Shelly, what can people do to at least get you to take a step towards reaching out? I get it, dude. Everybody, especially when you're 16, you want some space. I get that. But what can everyone do to make it so that you're not just like ghosting everybody and they at least know where you are and stuff, you know?
I mean, I've come to the point like where I've realized myself that maybe I should start reaching out to people and letting them know that I'm safe.
Okay.
I have actually talked to one cousin of mine, and I've just let him know that I was okay, and that was maybe 2 days ago, a day ago, something like that.
Okay. This number you're calling me from now, what number is this?
Old phone I have.
Oh, okay, okay. Could I give this to your dad or your family to try to reach out to you to like establish the line of communication like we're saying? I mean, like I said, dude, just take a step to where people at least aren't like so worried, man, you know?
I can contact my dad on other ways.
Okay. Yeah, it's your choice, man. I'm not gonna violate your trust or anything. So if you don't want me to, then yeah. But do you promise me that you will contact him and take that step? That's all I'm asking. He came on this show, man. We've been talking to him for days. He's worried as hell. I know you're not happy with him, but dude, I've been there with my dad 100 times. I get it, dude. But do you promise me you'll at least take a step and reach out to him and go from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Jose, is there anything you want to say to him? Because I know he wasn't super comfortable with the live. I don't want to, keep him on it too long. We wanted to make sure it was him. Where are you at, Jose?
Still it's in the same place for him to come home.
Come home.
Him saying that he's happy where he's at, and he was happy a bunch of times where he was at, and it changed overnight.
Just real quick, can you hear him? Are you listening to the live, Antonio?
No matter what was done for him.
Okay.
No matter what was done for him, to make him happy and to make him comfortable, to make him whatever, it still wasn't good enough. He fought so hard to be with somebody, to tell him to kill himself, and nobody saved nothing from his phone. They started deleting everything from his phone so nobody would know the truth about that girl.
He hung up.
Now, everything that I've done has been for him.
He hung up, Jose.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to hear the truth. He can say that there was no hot water, blah, blah, blah. He had nowhere to go. We had placed him in a home with all of that.
Okay.
He placed himself in that home. And then
so
when
why don't just
the time
because
came to
I don't
be,
want. Yeah, I know this is getting kind of like really personal stuff with you guys and stuff. Why don't we kind of end the live there, Jose? And we can still talk on private message, but I don't want too much of your personal private stuff to be put out to thousands of people and stuff. You know what I mean? Just because now we know he's safe. He did contact us, so we took the biggest step. I know there's still a long way to go for you guys, but I just want to make sure we don't put too much out there. You know what I mean? I just don't want too much personal family stuff to be broadcasted live.
Plus, that's what I'm saying is that he explained that he wasn't happy and
he said the call failed.
Everything.
He didn't hang up. The call failed. He didn't hang up.
I tried to do everything in my power to make him comfortable, make him happy, make him this, make him that.
Well, he's going to reach out to you.
The one time.
Here we go. Antonio?
Yeah, the call failed. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I thought you just kind of hung up. But all right, we have him on. I just so you guys know, real quick, on this StreamYard service that I'm using, I don't know how much time I have left because there's a limited pool of minutes. So I don't know how much time. I probably at least get another like 10 or so, just so you guys know. I don't want it to cut off out of
But
nowhere. But hey, what were
I
you
love
saying,
him.
Jose?
I want him home. I love him. I want him home.
Okay. You're against the mic. So there's a delay. So when you say something, it's going to take a few seconds for him to hear it. So we're kind of doing a delay conversation here. But when you do hear him,
Well,
Antonio, I have
like I
you
said,
against the mic.
I want him home. I want him home. Plain and simple. I want him home. I love him. We can't work this out if he's not home. We can't get through this if he's not here.
You hear that?
You're running away from problems. It's never going to work out.
It's not here.
Let's give him a minute, Jose. See if he wants to.
I mean that's all I can say is that I want him home. I don't know where he's at. Apparently, there's people that do know where he's at. He's working.
Fully realize and understand that if everything will change or things will be helped. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna not necessarily come right now, and I don't really want to.
Well, when do you promised me you'd call him? When are you going to call him? Let's leave with that so he at least knows what to expect. Can you give him a call either like tonight or tomorrow? When were you thinking to at least take that first step? And then that gives him some time to think about everything. You guys can both have a little time to, maybe everyone cool down, think about things, and take it from there. When were you thinking?
I can honestly maybe try my best to give him a call tomorrow.
Okay.
And, talk with him about things and not be a fast phone call like it was last time I called him. And last phone call, I was just like, I'm safe. Don't worry. And everything was fine. And I just kind of hung up.
Okay. Okay. You get someone.
Tony.
Are you watching? Just so you know, guys, there's a delay, so it might take him like a good 20 seconds to see you. So just give it a
Just say what you're
gonna say.
Is there any way that you can give me a call tonight? I'm not going to try to convince you or anything. I just miss you, little cousin. I really want to talk to you. I can't. That's really it. I just want to have a conversation with you. You know how it is. You know how we are. I'm not going to get mad at you, and I'm not going to do nothing. I just want to have a simple conversation just to let me know, you're there. That's it. So do you think you can give me a call tonight? You know my number hasn't changed or anything.
Just give him a minute because it's on a delay. He'll respond once it goes through.
I don't know, man. I think I could text you maybe and, have a conversation with you on there. I don't know.
So he's going to text you, he said. So if you can hear.
Even just a small texting conversation is fine.
He says that works, man. He just wants to hear from you and he misses you. I don't know how well you can hear him.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so why don't we do that? You can text your cousin, and then obviously that'll, you guys will talk a bit, and then tomorrow you can talk to your dad and just take it from there, man. And, just you gotta just don't disappear. That's all. People don't. You're like my 138th interview, Antonio. This breaks people apart, families do it. It's awful. So just you know, every one of them says the worst thing. The hardest part is not knowing where they are. So at least if you eliminate that, they know where you are. Talk to your dad. He wants you home. You know where he stands. But at the very least, start with talk to your cousin and then call your dad. Just we lost him. All right, guys. I don't know if he hung up or what, but he's going to text his cousin tonight, and he's going to call you tomorrow, Jose. I'm going to run out of minutes any second, anyways, guys. That's why I was trying to keep it at an hour. So I'm surprised it got to an hour and a half. But he says the call failed again. Okay, but yeah, if he calls back again, I'll talk to him, Jose. But he's going to text the cousin, and he's going to call you tomorrow. So
yeah, like I said, I just want him home. He needs to graduate high school.
yeah,
This is one of the things that was one of his goals: graduating, going to college, wrestling college, and doing all that.
okay.
Definitely something that can be worked out.
Stay there because I'm gonna wrap it up because my time.
No, that's it. I think you did a good job. Definitely, it's going to be a work in progress, and
Absolutely.
you will.
We're kind of at a point where there's not much more we can do on our end. I'm just glad that we at least he called and we made the connection, and we'll see from here.
And we will be there to help you with whatever you need.
Yeah, let us know, Jose. You speak to me on like I said, my minute's gonna run any second, so I'm gonna end.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. You did a great job, and
I appreciate it. And you guys just don't know how much.
You did good.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on the
missed
show.
his voice. I just.
That's just my message.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, alarm.
Thank
All right, thanks,
you.
guys. Jose, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch, and we'll see what goes from here. Just let us know, and we're here for you.
Thank
All right,
you.
my friend, have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Denise. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Thank you. Bye.
And to everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Sorry about that. I don't have much longer. I don't know exactly how much time I have, so I'm just trying to play it safe so it doesn't cut off. Thank you to everyone, to Melinda, Anna Marie, and Sabrina earlier who supported the channel via the link in the description. You guys are awesome. Anyone else who does moving forward, we'll cover it on the next episode. All right, but that ended up being awesome, guys. We got a call, and we never had a show like this, so I'm really happy with how that turned out. I just hope things end up where Jose's happy too, of course. But all right, I love you guys. Thank you so much. You too, Melinda. Thank you, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Subscribe to Jason Ebert Live, and so you can catch more shows like this one. Maybe not quite like this one, but similar. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great night.